Well, hi everyone. Sorry, always seems to be a little while between videos. That's just, I guess, how it's going to work for a while. Tonight, I'd like to present to you a suggestion, another one from my friend Jim. I think it was on a comment on one of the videos before. He said, "Why don't you talk about some of your favorite women singers?" And man, that's just a loaded topic because there is, between blues, folk, country, rock, etc., etc. There's such a wide spectrum and so many great choices. I had to give it some thought, and I'm going to pick some of my current favorites. Basically in the Americana singer-songwriter genre, but there's one exception, and she's fantastic. We'll get to it in a minute. Um, I have five, like I say, five choices, five current favorite women singers, and one honorable mention. The honorable mention is a singer named Marie Danielle. I'm not going to spend too much time. She put out one album in 2015. It's called Hustler. She has one of the best voices I've heard, wrote some great songs. I love this. This is one of the best Americana records of the last 10 years. She toured for a while after it. There was supposed to be a follow-up. Follow-up never came, as far as I can tell, on Discogs and etc. Her website is non-existent. You can still download this, I believe, a digital download. Not sure if you can get your hands on a physical copy. Her Facebook, etc., hasn't been updated in a long time. I tried to do some research going into this, so I don't know that she's even still active, which would be a darn shame. Marie Danielle, if you're out there and you're still making music, please let the world know. This was a fantastic album, and we would love to hear more. Um, this one. So we'll move into the actual top five. This is kind of one of those, well, to me, they're all that way. Margot Price. This album is from 2016. I was a little late getting onto the bandwagon. It was, I think, toward the end of 2017 when I purchased this. She had been plying her trade for a decade in Nashville. She and her husband sold everything, pawned the ring. She went through some incredibly hard times. Everybody turned her down until she got to Third Man. And Jack White took the chance, picked up her album. Thank God he did. She has this beautiful high soprano voice, writes killer songs from the heart. Like I say, this is the first one, Midwest Farmer's Daughter. She's followed it up with two equally as great albums. This one, All American Made, where she tackles, there's a song called Pay Gap, talks about the cocaine cowboys, the guys who I think they're all that, but they're really just posers. What's the song? Learning to Lose features a duet with Willie Nelson. The title track talks about, she talks about her family's farm a lot. This is just one of those albums. First time I listened to it, I brought it home, I played it twice in a row. I couldn't put it down. And then her most recent one, which is really a throwback to 70s LA singer-songwriter stuff more than it is a country record. There's some country roots on here, but it's more of a country rock album. It was produced by Sturgill Simpson and features her husband Jeremy Ivy, who is a fantastic songwriter in his own right, but we're talking about Margot here. That's how Rumors Get Started. She recorded it while she was pregnant. The power and the poetry coming out of her were just unbelievable. On several numbers, it features Benmont Tench, the great piano player, keyboard player for Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. I once heard it said Benmont Tench has never played a wrong note. I'll stand by that, and I'll fight anybody who says otherwise. So Margot Price, and again, these are not really in any specific order. They're just kind of how I've got them set here. The one I was talking about, powerhouse vocalist, just blow the roof off the place. A lady out of Nashville right now doing R&B and soul and funk music, Alana Royale. This is a 6-song EP. So Bad You Can Taste It. I was trying to remember the exact phrase of it. I just bought these this year. and then a slightly older one called Achilles. And this is a full album. Last to Know, Animal, Phantom Limb, Truthful. Just her songwriting is so good, and her voice, I mean, it packs a wallop when she sings. I've seen some live footage. She's going back on tour. I'm trying to promote, some of the artists I like, so I made a note. She actually has a new single coming out July 9th, which would be this coming Friday, called Fall in Love Again. I can't wait to hear it. I can't wait to hear a full new album from her. She's absolutely amazing. Does a lot of good in her community too. Just one of those people you want on your side and you want to root for and you want to see do well. As is, also out of Nashville, and first two of these are signed. We had the chance to see her in concert in Kalamazoo a couple of years ago. A fantastic singer-songwriter named Elise Davis. She, at one point, she was doing what a lot of indie artists were doing, sending out samplers, free tracks, and I think there were 4 of them, maybe 4. But before the end of them, I've got the vinyl copies of all of these 3 that I'm going to talk about. The Token I had on order before I was even done listening to the samples. The truth that she sings, her truth, vulnerable but strong. It's really hard to put one specific label. Definitely Americana. This one's a little some more sad songs on here. The Token, Penny, Pretty Girl is upbeat, but it's kind of sad. I Just Want Your Love, Make the Kill, I Go to Bars and Get Drunk. I Go to Bars and Get Drunk. You might laugh at that title. Listen to that song. It's one of the best Americana songs of the last 10 years. Also, this one came out in 2016. And so this was her first full-length album. She has since put out one called Cactus, featuring the hit single Don't Bring Me Flowers, which on here is kind of poppy, but she re-recorded as a single. It's a piano-driven ballad. Hold Me Like a Gun, The Burn, Cactus, Married Young, Lone Wolf, 33, Last Laugh, Man, Moody Maryland, Don't Bring Me Flowers. Great album. And then just this year, which was really exciting, she put out some digital stuff, and I'm not big on downloads. I have a paid Spotify account, so at least artists get a few of my pennies, but I'm always a physical media guy. So I ordered the CD and the vinyl, of course. Anxious, Happy, Chill. I'm sorry, I almost got it wrong. This one's a little more upbeat. She's had some positive things happen in her personal life. Follow her on social media, Elise Davis. I'm trying to talk too fast. Yeah, she's been one of my favorite artists ever since I heard this album. So all of these, I'm going to keep saying it. I cannot recommend them highly enough. This lady I heard about because I started following Mike Ness of Social Distortion, the Southern California punk rock band. Saw him in concert a couple of years ago. Started following him, and he had taken this young lady and mentored her as far as songwriting, because he's a great songwriter. But this is not punk rock. This is very much singer-songwriter, modern folk Americana. Her name is Jade Jackson. This is the first one called Gilded, and it's from 2017. Yeah, 2017. I picked it up last year. Absolutely adore every song on here. She's got a great sense of rhythm, great timing, beautiful alto voice. And then the next one she put out in 2019. I don't believe she has an album out since this, but it's called Wilderness, and it's a 3-sided LP. Mike Ness produced both of these. This sort of continues the same style of sound. Definitely some artistic and songwriting growth on here. Just if you're a fan of great songs and sort of a country influenced folk Americana rock mix, that's kind of what Americana is. Jade Jackson is definitely for you. And the last one is kind of I hate to say this, I didn't jump on the bandwagon until 2018, At which point, this lady had been toughing it out, building a reputation as one of the premier songwriters and singers in the country, around the world, for over a decade. She first sort of came to prominence with an album called The Story. So at this point, you've got to know I'm talking about Brandi Carlile, and this is the one I got into. I hadn't heard any songs. I kept hearing her name pop up, and I thought, oh, who is this lady? I maybe better take a listen. And then I saw Sturgill Simpson, who I mentioned earlier, championing this album. He said, he tweeted, I heard it, and it's going to be the best album you've heard all year. And I thought, oh, well, that's something. So the day it was released, I went to Off the Record here in Grand Haven, my local record store. He'd ordered several copies. I got the last one. It's all his copies sold out the first day. I brought it home. Now, the title of the album comes from the opening track, Every Time I Hear That Song. And when you listen to that, it's one of those timeless songs. It's literally got the ages rolling through it. Ended up having a couple of other hits off here. The Joke, most notably, was a big hit with the Grammys the next year. The Mother, she wrote about becoming a mother for the first time. Fulton County Jane Doe, Sugar Tooth, just amazing songs, produced by Dave Cobb, who's produced so many, and Shooter Jennings. So kind of an all-star team making an all-star album. And then her follow-up was not a solo record, so this is sort of a cheat, but sort of not, as I always say, my list. The High Women. Brandi Carlile, Maren Morris, Natalie Hemby, Amanda Shires, all killer talent in their own right. Come together, they're unbeatable. This was probably, not probably, I believe this was my favorite Americana album of 2019. The title track is a reworking of the Jimmy Webb song The Highwayman, which of course Willie and Waylon and Chris and Cash made famous. Glenn Campbell did a version of it too. But they put their own spin on it. Redesigning Women was the hit. Loose Change, Crowded Table. There's a great traditional country song on here called Heaven is a Honky Tonk. So yeah, my fifth choice, certainly not least, all of these choices I love. Brandi Carlile. And so to review, we've got Brandi in The High Women. We have Jay Jackson. We have Elise Davis. The great R&B singer Alana Royale. And Margot Price. Now, if you find a better group of women singers, it's very possible, but in my opinion, those are just, the five best going today. Of newer artists, and again, I should preface that from 2000 onward, I could go into classic country, and there would be dozens, blues, rock and roll. That's why I didn't even rank them, because I love all of their music so much. My honorable mention, Marie Danielle, The Hustler. So please do yourself a favor, go check all of those albums out. Go check those artists out if you're not familiar with it. If you are, help spread the gospel of their music. Especially in this day and age, so much music, so many artists gain fans by word of mouth. So check them out. Thank you for your time. Thank you for watching. Please feel free to leave comments with suggestions, discussion. I look forward to hearing what you have to say, and I will talk to you again later.